I still remember the day he walked in. Fresh haircut, stiff tie, holding a clipboard like it was armor. First thing out of his mouth? From now on, address me by my full title. Production Leader, Operations. We're a factory, not a boardroom. We speak in grease and numbers, not titles. But fine, we tried. Someone shortened it to PLOps. Say it fast enough, and it slurs. By the third time, the hyphen disappeared. Plops. And I couldn't stop myself from laughing. He was young. Every sentence sounded like it came from a memo. He hadn't smelled cutting oil yet, hadn't heard the bearings cry when they're about to go. He loved dashboards and the phrase, my team. Our last boss used to say, our team. Then he'd grab a mop if coolant spilled. This guy stayed dry, just tapped his tablet like it knew better than us. We told him line 2 cuts shallow when it's humid. He said, that's not what my data shows. His data never burned a knuckle on hot steel. Meetings turned into little stage plays. He'd stand under the board, all serious. My team, we're underperforming. Sam, who's been here longer than some of the machines, gave me a look. Is he for real? We tried not to laugh. The nickname kept slipping out.
Thanks, PLOps, I said once. Too quick. Plops again. By lunch, it was whispered over coffee. By night shift, someone had written Ask Plops on the maintenance board. Nobody erased it. At first, it wasn't cruel, just a release valve. He demanded respect, we gave him rhythm. Morning, Plops. Thanks, Plops. He could have laughed with us and won us over. Instead, he doubled down. Moved benches around so he'd be closer to leadership. Posted motivational quotes. Corrected people mid-sentence. We started playing along. Plops, line 3's gonna seize if you don't unclamp it. He'd nod like he discovered fire. Excellent feedback from my team. Then repeat what we'd already fixed. It spread in no time, 36 hours tops. Even night shift called him Plops. One morning, he started a huddle about injection cycles. As your production leader, operations, Raj cut him off, real polite. Appreciate it, Plops, but the alarms are set wrong. Showed him proof on the laptop. Plops still stuck to script. My team needs to follow the process. Sam tapped the old binder.
Page 47 says override when the O-ring swells. We stuck to reality. He stuck to his script. Then came the big meeting. Quarterly review. The suits and ties. We cleaned everything. Rails polished, posters wiped, new calendar on the wall. Through the glass, I saw him rehearsing buzzwords. Value stream. Synergy. We filed in. Directors sat down. He smiled too wide and started. As the production leader, operations of this facility, my team has delivered. And that's when the director leaned forward. Good momentum, Plops. Scrap reduction since June? The silence was ice cold. Someone snorted. A bolt rolled off the table. The director tried to backpedal. I mean, production leader, operations. Too late. The whole room was shaking. Even the safety guy bowed his head like he was praying. Plops went red. A vein throbbed at his temple. He stumbled through the slides, voice cracking. When he hit maintenance, Sam spoke up.
Let me explain the real situation on line 2. The director nodded, grateful. Sam laid it out plain. Shims, bypasses, parts we stole from line 5 because purchasing dragged their feet. The directors listened, not to titles, to hands that do the work. He went to HR. We got a memo. Use professional titles. So we played along. We labeled everything production leader operations. The toolboards, spreadsheets, Kanban cards. We sang his title like a choir, then finished with, thanks, Plops. HR even gave us a training on respect. Next day, people showed up with stickers. Hello, I report to Plops. We wore them until we forgot. He started copying upper management on his emails. My team resists coaching. My team refuses to align. Piled them up like old pallets. Leadership stopped coming around. They'd check numbers, nod, and leave. Then came the transfer. A memo. Strategic realignment. Leadership transition. He lined us up for handshakes. At the door, he hesitated, almost soft. I'll get it right at the new site. My team will understand me. The door closed slow, like he thought that made it better. A month later, a buddy at his new plant sent me a screenshot. Someone wrote, Well said, Plops, after he corrected a mechanic. Another photo, meeting agenda with Q&A with Plops. I wanted to feel bad, and I did, a little.
But the truth is, you can't outrun what you refuse to outgrow. Meanwhile, our line kept moving. It only cares how you listen. We taught new hires the real stuff. Which broom actually works, how to hear a motor lie, how to warm your gloves before they stiffen. None of it's on a dashboard. All of it keeps the shift sane. The new leader showed up carrying a tin of samosas. "I'm Ramesh," he said. No titles, just his name. "Tell me what I'm wrong about." That one line was the start. He didn't just ask about numbers. He asked odd things, too. Is line 3's vacuum stronger in the morning? Yes. Does Gary's elbow twitch before a jam? Yup. He admitted his own mistakes. "I once burned out a motor by being too gentle." Machines don't need kindness. They need understanding. And then he laughed at himself. That laugh mattered. It made us feel safe. 2 weeks later, he taped a sign to his door. Plops office.
If there's a ghost here, let's give it a room. In that moment, the nickname stopped being a scar. It became a joke we all shared. He kept his door open. Afternoons he'd say, 10 minutes. Tell me about your worst jam, or teach me the smell of a bearing about to die. He'd jot notes on paper, fold them, stick them in his pocket. Production went up, not because he chased it, because we wanted to follow. He said, "our team," and meant it. When the clamp seized, he grabbed a wrench. He fumbled, dropped a washer, swore under his breath. But he tried, and that built trust. Fridays, he brought more samosas. People ate one and pocketed another for kids at home. He'd grin. It's a bribe, but cheaper than respect. Then quieter. Respect. You pay for daily. Sometimes I wonder, if the first Plops had a mentor, if he'd just let the joke sit beside him, would it have been different? Maybe. I hope he learns that somewhere. Near the time clock, there's still a photo. The day Ramesh taped up Plops' office. We're all laughing. Crooked goggles, dirty gloves. Visitors ask, "What's this about?" We tell them, a factory doesn't run on titles. It runs on hands, on ears, on humor. Respect isn't a password you demand. It's how you show up, how you stay humble, how you learn names the same way we learn a machine's noises. If you don't make room for the joke makes room for itself. So yeah, we did exactly what he asked, called him by his title. But it turned into Plops, and that echo filled the whole place. Then, someone new came and tuned that echo into something better. Now, the nickname's still here, taped to a door, making us laugh. The work's still here too, steadier, warmer. And me? I'm still here. Gloves stained, heart lighter. Ready to clock in and listen, to the machines and to each other. And hey, what about you? Ever had a boss like Plops? Or maybe one like Ramesh? I'd love to hear your stories.